Okay, our upload today was not done, so I do apologize. So I just read a few paragraphs here for our Hoond Dok today on page 451 to 456, section 2, the path to individual perfection. Number 1, when we consider the fact that human beings have a contradiction within themselves, or have been unable to reach the requisite standard, or are damaged, or have fallen away from an ideal state, we arrive at the logical conclusion that God exists. This being so, we can appreciate the word fall. The fall caused human beings to exist in a state of self-contradiction. Since we have fallen, broken, contradictory, and imperfect, the perfect God cannot stand in the same position as us. Based on this logic, we can affirm the existence of God, the people of contradiction between mind and body. Number 2, when God created all things as an absolute being, He must have done so with an absolute purpose. Even fallen people set out to make things with a purpose in mind and strive to achieve that purpose. Yet it is a contradiction in fallen people that we have a mind and body that seek contrary purposes. That should not be the case in beings created by the absolute God. Because God is one, His creation also should have one purpose. Since we were born with a single purpose of becoming God's children, we should be one with Him based on that purpose. Yet even between these two entities that are closest to us, our own mind and body, there is a contradiction. That is because humankind fell. 3, if humankind had not fallen, we would live in a kingdom of heaven and would be fully adapted to its environment. However, because the world is fallen, the magnetic poles of our mind and body are turned upside down. They came to confront each other. Plus and minus were completely reversed. If there is an absolute God, that God must have one view, one thought, and one purpose. It is certain that human beings originated from God, who is their cause, and that God has one purpose. Then human beings, as resolvent beings, should exist in accord with that purpose. Human beings have conflict within themselves. However, and regardless of what angle we look at them from, they exist in a state of contradiction. If we do not understand the fall, we could conclude that we were originally created with this contradiction. In fact, it is a result of the fall that the directions of plus and minus were reversed. The mind wants to go toward God, but the body opposes that. It is here that the conflict arises. Number 4, human beings have both good elements and evil elements. This is the problem. If you look at ourselves as individuals, we each have a body and mind, but the body and mind are not always in harmony. The mind says to go one way, but the body often resists. It says, don't go that way, let's go this way. Because of that, many prophets and saints throughout history struggled over how to reconcile the mind and body. I think this is the last paragraph I can read. Without unity between mind and body, if one wants to go east, the other wants to go west, it means there are pursuing conflicting goals. If we follow the mind, we come to an ideal place that is different from the fallen world today. If we follow the body, we come to a fallen place. When we feed our body, it asks us to feed it something richer. When we let it play, it wants to play more. It even wants to take other people's possessions for itself. It acts in a self-centered way, as though it is the most important thing. It has no concern for others, but the mind acts in a way that is contrary to the body. The mind seeks to sacrifice for others. The mind says, live for others, help unfortunate people. If there are poor people, assist them. Offer your service for others from a public position. Give of yourself. It always guides us in a direction different from that of the body. Goodbye, it means the first blessing. We unite mind and body, centered in God. We become an ideal person. Our mind always seeks the truth, beauty, love, and goodness, and our body seeks sleep, eat, drink, and eventually sexual desire. So we need to control all of this by doing Hoond Dok, fasting, and many conditions. And that's all for now. Have a great and wonderful evening or day in any part of the world. This is Francis. Have a great and wonderful